All right, so welcome back. Hopefully you just did our bicep workout yesterday. Now you're tuning in to do some triceps. You could do them both at once, or you could just do triceps today. So Luke and I, if you don't remember Luke, it's Luke Carroll, superstar. He is an IFBB Pro, but he's just tapping into his potential. He's going to be phenomenal. So we're getting ready to do triceps now. We just did a crazy bicep workout. So let's go, man.
Let's do it.
So we're starting with a close grip pin press. I started doing these in the mid-90s with Louis Simmons over Westside Barbell. What we did those days, we were working up to heavy singles. Luke and I, we're not going to work up to a heavy single. We're going to do 5 sets of 5. Look how his elbows are kind of tucked in. That's key for keeping tension on the tricep. The reason why we're doing a pin press from just a lockout position is so we can put most of the stress on your triceps. If we were going down lower, we would start to get a lot more shoulder, a lot more pec. So we're just trying to use a good basic compound movement to load our triceps. This nails your whole tricep. So we're going to work up to a weight that's a pretty tough 5, and we're actually going to do a little bit of volume. We're going to do 5 sets of 5. All right.
All right, so we're getting under a little bit of weight this time. And you'll notice that John has not a narrow grip, but a narrower grip than you would hit if you were, say, hitting chest. So he's holding this in, kind of keeping his elbows in a little bit tight to his side. And he's really focusing on driving on the positive, and then on the negative, slowing it down so you can cause that muscle damage for growth.
Now the tricky thing about this is it looks like, well, it's a partial range of motion. You should be able to do 500 pounds. But we've actually literally got it set at the sticking point. So you have no momentum, no inertia. You're just coming from a dead stop out of your sticking point. So it's a little deceptive. So when we used to do these at Louis, we worked up to heavy singles. We did lots of singles, literally till you failed. And I remember the biggest thing I remember from these is you do your single, then when you lowered it and you let go of the bar, it felt like the bone in your arm was on a crack. It felt like both your radius and your ulna were literally just like, we're going to snap in half from all the pressure.
So Louis would have you guys do these to create strength in the top of the movement. If
Yeah.
people had a sticking point on the lockout on their bench press.
Right, because back then we used bench shirts. So the bench shirt would get you out of the bottom, it became a tricep game.
Oh, okay.
And if you think back, all the awesome benchers back then, George Halbert, Kenny Patterson, those guys all had giant triceps. I mean, those guys had triceps that were hanging off. So this was one of the mainstays. These, then we did dumbbell line extensions with, those guys would go up to like hundreds. I mean, their tricep strength was insane. That's why they were such good bench pressers.
Let's use line extensions today.
With hundreds, yeah.
Come on. There it is. Come on. 2, 3, 4.
Come on. All right. Fire it up. Fire it up. Fire it up, fire it up. There we go. Good. Good. Yes. Nice. To me, like there's like a line. That line is like 5 reps. When you go below 5,
it's all power.
It's pure strength. When you go above 5, you start getting into the hypertrophy zone. So like 5, like this is the bottom end of we're veering over almost into strength.
Yeah.
But the reason why I wanted to do 5 sets is because now we can do more reps. So think about, if it's 5, let's say the last 3 are hard. So now let's say we do 5 sets, that's 15 hard reps.
Okay.
So we're getting more of the hard reps.
Yeah. I noticed in your program, I did the Taskmaster program, I noticed in the Taskmaster that you would have 1 week where it was like slightly higher volume, 8 to 10, and the next week you would go up on weight, but you would back it off to like 6.
Right.
And then the next week you would keep that same weight and get the volume back up to 8 or 10.
Right. Try to squeeze a few more reps out. So it was
kind of like a staggered, like increasing your strength, but also building up the volume in it.
Yeah, building up your reps, your volume. Yeah, exactly. Volume is a great way. I mean, volume increases our progressive overload. But you got to have a sufficient amount of effort and intensity, or it just becomes junk volume. You know, like you see guys do 20 sets of biceps, but only probably 19 of the sets are really easy. You know, it's like, actually you didn't do 20 sets. Actually, you just did 1 set. Okay, now you just keep pushing, just keep fighting. When you don't think the weight's going to come up, just keep fighting. You'll get another rep, trust me. Come on, push. Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. There we go. There we go. Come on. Come on. Up. Come on. Up, 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 up. Come on. Up. Last one. Come on, just keep pushing. That's good. Good set. Good set. So what we're doing here is the long head of your tricep, the inside. The dual ropes allow you to get your hands back further, which hits that long head even harder right here. So we're going to do a superset. We're going to start there with 8 reps. Luke's just kind of getting the feel of it here. Now we're going to come over to a bent over extension. The key to stretching out your tricep here is just to keep your humerus somewhat up. So as long as that bone's up like that, he's getting a good stretch in here. So this is an absolutely phenomenal combination. 8 reps on one, 8 reps on this one. Absolutely awesome. We're going to do 3 supersets here. All right, so now we're doing some dumbbell extensions on the floor. Watch how he's folding his arm up. Try to get the dumbbell to your shoulder to stretch. There, right there. He's kicking straight up. That's where the tension is. Don't come up over your chest. Kick straight up. Good stretch right there. These are a great finisher. And you can actually do these without hurting your elbows. If you do them at this point in your workout, we're finishing up with them. 3 sets to failure. All right, everybody, that's it. Luke and I just nailed 4 exercises for tris. We did the real heavy pin press. Nice, basic lockout exercise for triceps. That was a fun one, right?
Yeah. We got real heavy on one set, so that was nice.
Yeah, actually we were doing sets of 5, and then we just got a little fun. We had a little fun at the end, and we went as heavy as we possibly go. I think I got 4 reps on my last one. I think you got 4.5.
4 also, yeah.
Then we moved on to a great combination for the kind of the inner part of your tricep there, that long head. We did a dual rope extension, with your hands coming all the way back. Make sure you get your hands back on that. Then we did the bent over extension to stretch out the muscle belly more. We did 3 supersets there. And then Luke and I came over to the dumbbell line extensions, skull crushers. Luke and I both aren't a big fan of doing these early in the workout. Just too much elbow stress. But we knew them last with controlled form like we were doing. No problems at all. So how'd those feel, that last exercise?
Those felt a lot better. I typically have tendonitis issues with doing skull crushers, and dumbbells in that stretched range of motion just totally took the tension off of where I normally get the tendonitis in this upper part of the elbow.
Yeah, so sometimes you just got to do exercise on a little different exercise sequence. This is one of my key messages with people in terms of longevity, is sometimes the way we were taught to do exercises, the order, isn't necessarily the order that you want to do the exercises. So don't be afraid to do something a little different if it means extending your lifting career. So that's it. So Luke, thank you, sir. Where can everybody reach you?
You guys can reach me at Luke the Hulk on Instagram. So check it out.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
See ya.